Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
And tonight we're talking about last night's episode of The Flash.
Season 7, Episode 4, Central City Strong.
Yeah. Holy hell? I loved it.
I think there were a few things that they did change in the premiere that because they were planning on having it be different, I think, a little bit different. But because they couldn't air them when they wanted to air them, they had to switch things around a little bit.
Right. But I don't think Iris's her entire storyline that happened in this episode would have necessarily happened in this episode.
Yeah.
If the other 3 episodes hadn't been this season.
Right.
Probably would have maybe lasted a little longer or...
Well, I think they're planning on having it still be continuing into this season. But I don't know. I just know that, I think in the finale or something, there was some stuff that they might have changed, or in the premiere they might have changed a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, but I've read stuff where it said that she's still going to be dealing with the consequences of what she experienced in the Mirrorverse. So it's not just going to be this episode. It's going to be throughout the rest of the season.
Good. I'm happy about that.
Overall,
it was a great episode.
Mm-hmm.
I liked.
I wish we got to see Barry and Iris kiss, but I understand.
Yeah.
I just loved that first scene, though. It was so cute.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, I just love you so much.
Right. He's taking her on all these romantic getaways because he feels guilty.
Yeah.
And
then just all the lines in between where it's Barry and Iris, something about how that's what did she say? It was I don't remember, but it was some cool thing. So.
Yeah, I understand why he feels guilty,
but
how Iris explained it towards the middle middle of the episode, I was just yeah, no, she's right, dude. That was not. They were designed to make you not question it.
Right.
The only thing I would have questioned was that she was a good cook.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's
Iris can't cook.
It's
we established
she's
that.
not blaming him for it. He could have not known.
Yeah. Perfect mirror duplicate. The only thing wrong with her was that she was able to cook.
Yeah, so it I don't know. The fact that he always takes on those things, it's admirable, but at the same time, it's also you should know by now that not everything is your fault.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I know he feels an obligation and a duty to protect the city and to protect the people and everything like that. But not everything is going to be his fault.
Right.
And so I think that that's something he's just continuing to learn. Because he did say, he was rationalizing it kind of himself and thinking about it and processing it and stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like Iris said in that talk she had with him, you're a victim too. Don't think you're not. This wasn't done because of you. This was it was done to you.
Right. Everybody that had to deal with people that were part of the mirror universe were victims as well.
Yeah. And I think that that's the proper way to look at it. It might not be the way Barry wants to look at it.
Yeah.
But he has to come to the realization that, yes, he was victimized in that sense. That wasn't Iris. He thought he was sharing his bed with Iris. He thought he was sharing his deepest, darkest stuff with Iris.
Right.
And so he was emotionally and probably a little physically violated. And he has to come to terms with that.
Yeah.
And
so, I mean, in a sense, it's not just Iris that's dealing with all of this stuff. It's everyone that had to experience mirror counterparts of people that they know.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so it's Barry, it's Cisco, it's, you know, Cecile, it's what's her name?
The intern? Alexa.
And just everyone. And, you know, yes, she was there the longest. Yes, she's had the most, or been exposed the most and had the most, you know.
Right, trauma
from it. But everybody was victim to it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. I like what Barry said to, now I'm forgetting his name, the magician guy.
Abracadabra?
Yes. What he said to him.
Mm-hmm.
Helped Iris only moments after she helped him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I was just like, yes, but you need to do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just her, not just Abra, but you.
Yeah.
The only way to make it through your trauma is to face what's traumatizing you.
Right.
And to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like...
accept it, face it, accept it, and let it go.
Yes. It's the only way to move on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, you know, the Barry has to do that too.
Yeah.
I
think so too. And I liked that, you know, Iris spoke to those people at that, you know, support group, for people that were affected by the mirror universe, or the Mirrorverse. And, you know, what she said, I liked how she quoted Joe, and she's like, you know, beauty is everywhere. Or beauty is, what was it, like, more, like, you find beauty more than within the pain or something like that, and you just have to look for it or something. And I liked that.
Yeah. I liked that, when Cisco and the Flash, or Vibe and the Flash, got to the scene and, like, went to stop Abra, he was like, oh, well, if it isn't the Flash and Mecha Vibe. And he's like, this fool did not just name me. I'm like, Mecha Vibe. I can see it. I'm sad that that's what you're going with.
Yeah.
Because that was his name in the future, therefore that sticks.
Mm-hmm.
That's his name.
Yeah.
So...
is it Mega or Mecha?
Mech.
Oh.
Like a mech. Like a Gundam.
Oh, okay.
Mech. Yeah. Mechanical.
I see.
But yeah. That's a little annoying. And then we had Caitlin's freaking headaches all episode. I do wish that plot point was dragged out a little longer than an episode.
Yeah.
Like, oh, in one day I'm getting a headache, and it's gonna be something important that we're gonna show for 2 seconds at the end of the fucking episode. When it should have, I think personally that her headache should have been drawn out.
Yeah.
And maybe what happened at the end happened 2 or 3 episodes from now.
I think they rushed it a little bit.
Like, I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, me.
I mean, I don't think any of us would have been prepared for that, like, at all.
Yeah.
But I think that it would have, like, we would have really known something was wrong. Because Caitlin argued with Frost, like, there's nothing, it's just a headache. And Frost is like, I feel like there's something different. Well, if half of you feels fine about it, and then the other half is like, oh, there's something different about it, then there should be enough time within the time frame that both sides come to a consensus and agree on it.
Right.
And I don't think that happened in 24 hours.
Probably not.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the time frame annoys me, but the ramifications of that scare me a little bit.
Yeah.
Because now she doesn't have Caitlyn there to be her moral compass.
Right. So that means she can just kind of do whatever she wants.
She can become Killer Frost.
If that's what they're going for, then.
No, I'm just saying that she could get hurt emotionally and turn on them.
Right.
Because, I mean, she might seem like a well put together person, but she's been her own person, her own identity for between the halfway through 2018 season, right? And then the 2019 season.
I was thinking that
a year and a half.
The reason she was having her headaches was because of what happened to her, when Barry, had hurt her when he was affected by the artificial Speed Force.
Yeah.
I didn't think it had anything to do with Frost, because Frost and her have been connected like that for a while now. Why would she just now start having headaches?
They've been connected like that since she was a child.
Why would she just now start having headaches? That's what I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they had to come up with something to split them apart so that she could become Killer Frost.
Yeah. Like, there's no other... Like, I can't think of a reason to create two Caitlyns. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's like they came up with a reason, like, oh, we're just gonna make her have headaches, and so her and Frost have to split apart so that she doesn't have headaches anymore. And now she can become Killer Frost.
I mean, I can kind of see that, like, with Frost becoming her own person and her own identity and, like, becoming more aware of that and who she is and getting to a point where she's almost fully discovered herself.
Yeah.
That would become, like, two full personalities, two full people. And that would be too much for one brain to handle.
Mm-hmm.
But I need a storyline to that.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, she popped out. It's like that one episode of Teen Titans when Larry popped out of Robin. Like,
yeah, hopefully they, actually give us an explanation.
Yeah.
And give us a storyline with that and not just be like, okay, they're split apart, now what?
There has to be ramifications.
There needs to be something that connects to that shows us why.
I mean, originally wasn't the spirit of Frost or whatever that, like, possessed Caitlyn, right? Because her dad was doing experiments or whatever the fuck, and, like, some ancient, like, goddess or whatever was Frost, and, like, he connected that to his daughter.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, why would you experiment on your child like that? But beyond the point. Like, people had stopped worshipping that deity for a reason.
Yeah.
And, like, wasn't she, like, an evil entity?
I don't remember.
And so, like, I'm worried that without Caitlyn as her moral compass and her guiding light, that she could just revert back to who she was before Caitlyn.
I think that can happen. And I think if they're planning on having her become Killer Frost, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, what's the point of having two identical clones walking around looking like each other? Like, what? You're going to have them both fall in love with different people and both have babies, and then there's two people with Caitlyn blood walking around? Like,
and also because, like, all the others, like, Vibe, Cisco and Vibe are still connected. He's still Vibe. They're not split apart. Barry and the Flash are one person.
Right, but they're not they were never split personality.
I know, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, originally, the entity that was attached to Caitlyn that became Killer Frost was its own being. Right? I mean, It's what people worshipped or acknowledged as an entity in the ancient past. Therefore, it was its own idea, its own person, its own entity. Mm-hmm. So it was its own thing when it was forcibly attached to Caitlyn. It's just that it's choosing to replicate as Caitlyn now because that's what it knows. Yeah. That's the body and the persona that it has acquired, that it probably doesn't even remember its past. But when you lose your sense of morality, which is what I believe Caitlyn was for her, you revert back to your base nature.
Yeah.
And I am scared because of all the, the development she did with Ralph, and, I fell in love with Frost. She is my spirit animal for this show. Right. I don't want to lose her. I don't want the Frost family.
Right.
I mean, we know that her mom has Frost powers now. We know that her dad was an evil bitch. But,
evil SCP.
Yeah. I don't...
We'll see what happens. Hopefully they give us an explanation and a story with it.
Yeah.
But if they are going that route and having her become Killer Frost, then yeah, it sucks that they would take away all that development just to have her become the evil being that she is. So, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen with that and where that's going to go.
When that big dude came out of nowhere, and he hit Flash, one hit, threw him across the... Just nothing. I was scared. And then, you had...
Scared?
I was scared. I could barely see it on my phone, but I saw it. The light was too bright.
You were scared.
I was scared for Abracadabra.
You were scared for Abracadabra, but not Barry.
Oh, Barry has speed healing. Frankly, I thought he got up way too slow. I thought he should have been up faster. Especially because at the end, he's like, well, since we reinvigorated the Speed Force with love, my speed healing is a lot better now. I'm like, then the fuck did you not get up faster when you landed on the fucking car?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It boggles the mind, man.
There's some inconsistencies.
Yes. And I noticed them. And they need to be fixed. I felt sorry for Abra, and I'm glad that he turned from his evil ways. And
you've got to change your evil ways.
And I love that he defended Barry when they're arch enemies in the future. I'm sure that when Barry meets him in the future, he won't see him as his arch enemy. He'll see him as someone that he will save in the past, in the future. That makes no sense, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That past him will save future him. And he's willing to accept what he does in the past. And, or the future. Because future Barry.
Right.
So, future Barry is willing to accept what he sees, and maybe he tries to reach out even though he knows that the only time that ever will be saved is when he saves Barry and dies. I full on thought that he survived, and I was relieved. I was worried that he died.
Yeah.
And then I heard Barry say I'm fine, and I was like, oh, okay, so you're both fine. Okay, good. And then they flash to the scene and they're talking about his death. I was like, wait, what? he had a crisis of conscience and then saved Barry's life and died after watching his probably 2 years of work. I mean, I don't know how long he spent trying to figure out how to destroy past Central City. But, like, he spent a long time doing this research and figuring out what went wrong in his dreams and all of this to finally decide to let it go. To seeing that much of his life go to waste when the creature absorbed the black matter energy that was big enough to take out the damn city. I freaked the fuck out. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did. I was like, oh my gosh, he's... Like, you can ask my friend. He was sitting next to me driving the car on the highway, and I was freaking out over my phone. He's listening to it through his stereo, and I'm just like, ah! And I'm like explaining to him what's going on. I'm like, the black matter energy is being absorbed by this freaking gorilla guy that almost crushed Barry with his bare hands. Like I'm doing step by step what I'm seeing, and he's just driving. I'm like, ah! But like, I can't. One hits this guy to his death? Like, I may not have liked him because he was evil, but the second he had a change of heart, I was like, no, I feel for this guy.
Yeah.
And, like, I was rooting for him to have a change of heart by the end. I was like, oh my gosh, dude, please just stop. Because they would not want you to do this. Like, if by some miracle it had changed everything and they found out what he did, they would not be okay with it. They would leave. He would not have them. Either way, he's lost them. So I was like, really? And, like, so I was just like, come on, dude, you have to see this. You're talking science, you're talking facts. You know they wouldn't stay with you even if they did come back through this. Like, so I'm just like, seriously. And then he does it, and he turns, and then he gets one hit by his first villain. He gets God-smacked to death.
Gobsmacked.
No, God. Smacked. Because, I mean, one-hitter quitter. I mean...
It's like Drago when he freaking hits Rocky in the Rocky 4. His punch kills people. Because his punch kills Apollo. Apollo dies.
Well, yeah.
And Drago's like, if he dies, he dies.
He's stupid enough to fight me.
In his Russian accent. If he dies, he dies.
He's stupid enough to fight me. If he dies, he dies. But, you know...
Rocky's lucky he didn't die, because...
Yes, because he was stupid enough to fight him.
He almost... I mean, oh my gosh, that fight. Like, afterwards, he was shaking, because it was, like, so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good fight, but yeah.
But yeah, so I was just, like, so sad. So sad. I was so sad. So sad.
Sad. So sad. No.
I was sad. He makes sad. 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 He makes sad. 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 Makes sad. Saddy. Sad.
Really?
I was though. I felt connection, and then it was ripped away from me. So I'm scared as to what this creature will do in the future. And by future, I mean the current timeline.
Yeah.
Not the actual future.
Well, hello.
But, hey, Barry's like, he's stronger than me. I'm like, yeah, but you're faster than him. You know, like, he's worried about how he's gonna defeat this guy and blah, blah. I'm like, dude, he's a big lumbering jackass. And then he shoots him with his freaking bolt of lightning. You know the first thing that stuck in my head?
What?
He absorbed the black matter energy, and you're shooting lightning energy into him. Yes, please, give him the fucking Speed Force. Really? And then what does he do? grabs Barry out of his speed run, picks him up, and strangles him. Bitch, you just gave him the Speed Force. And you think you're gonna outrun him?
Yeah.
He's hopped up on Speed Force and Dark Matter. You ain't gonna do shit.
Mhm.
But I did find it interesting in the very beginning of the episode. The lightning.
Mhm. Oh, his lightning when he...
No, the lightning in the background. When they were having dinner or whatever and got interrupted by the earthquake.
Mhm.
And then he's like, it's just they're just saying it's just an earthquake. And then they went back to dinner, and then it pans outside.
Mhm.
You see the multicolored lightning from the previous episode that shot out. You're seeing it come down as lightning bolts. And I was like, fuck.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. I'm like, oh shit. So when I saw that it was Abra with a glowing stick, I was like, did he get that electrocuted by the lightning? Like, how does this correlate?
Maybe.
But no, I doubt it, because
shit's about to get real.
he was using black matter energy with the thing, so it's probably what powered the wand.
Stuff's about to get real.
Yes, as real as killing people with playing cards.
I mean with the lightning.
I know. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's two things to be scared of. The multicolored lightning and the big jackass that can run really fast now. Because Barry's smart.
Yeah. I liked that they were all volunteering and helping rebuild the city.
Yeah, but I found it kind of comical that they were the only ones they showed.
Yeah.
I was like, you should have shown more people there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Talking about the other tech company that's going to come in and replace you when you leave for your work, for, like, the night shift to come in. Like, I'm like, yes, but 8 people aren't going to rebuild this city. Like, rebuilding requires hundreds, if not thousands, of your citizens.
Yeah.
And at least 20 on the same building.
Mhm.
Not 5 of you?
Yeah.
So where was the rest of the crew? And I found Barry's speech to the news person a little dry and boring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know why Joe was like, he said he knows just what to say.
Allegra, that's her name.
Allegra. Yeah, I knew it was something that...
Not Alexa.
No. Because I knew that I thought of something every time we said her name.
Yeah.
I was like, did I think of
Allegra?
Alexa?
Allegra, the allergy medicine.
Yes. So my mind was either going between Google or allergy medicine, and I couldn't remember which one it was.
Alexa's not Google. Alexa's Amazon.
Yes, but Google. Like when I had like an Android phone, it was Alexa. And I always use Chrome. Mm-hmm. So to me, Alexa goes with Google.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah, I liked that Allegra was, told her what she did and pushed her to, tell her story and to do more than just write about it for the people. And
yeah, all she was reiterating facts that have already been told and stories that have already been told. And she needed to write a more personal piece. Mm-hmm. I am intrigued by what she said to Allegra at the end, though. Mm-hmm. When Allegra's like, so you're fine, it still sounds like you've got your speech down, right? And she's like, no, this requires something more. Yeah. And I'm like, the fuck is more than an article? You're a reporter.
Yeah.
So, I'm very curious. I am intrigued.
mean, Iris is definitely going to get more to do. So,
yeah. I don't need her to be a reporter, you know? Yeah. I don't want her to be that, you know?
She's more than that.
Yeah. Definitely more than that. But yeah.
But yeah, it was a good episode. I don't really have much else to say.
Oh.
But
yeah. Loved the episode.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about the Caitlyn thing.
No. I am scared as to what it means for the future of Frost.
And see, even though we didn't get like a Barry Iris kiss, I still liked the little moments we did get in the episode. They were still sweet and cute and romantic.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be a kiss. Like, I just like them. I just like seeing them together and seeing them happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So. Yeah. And I like her new haircut.
Yes. Although some of the power suits she was wearing didn't really go for me.
Yeah.
They didn't all work.
Some of them didn't.
I think she needs to work on her wardrobe a little bit. Especially with the new haircut. It might have worked a little bit better with the previous haircut.
Are you talking about the one that was like the bright yellow shirt with the blue blazer?
That was awkward, but I got used to it. Because I got used to the yellow.
For me, it almost seemed like an 80s outfit because of the colors.
But like that one that was like a dull khaki.
The one that she wore at the end?
She first wore it when she went to go talk to the couple.
Oh.
And then she wore it at the end too. And it struck me wrong both times. I did not like it on her. That was not...
I liked the blouse.
Yeah, but not...
blouse, but...
Not with the overcoat.
Not with the overcoat, yeah.
No, it did not work. But yeah.
But I mean, she can pull off yellow.
Yes, she can. She looked very good.
Usually darker skinned people can pull off yellow. Yes. They can pull off the lighter colors, which is weird, but not weird, but usually because their skin tone is like that more olive or brown color. Like the colors that look good on them are like orange and like yellows and like warm like fall kind of colors. And so they can wear those really well.
Yeah. Sometimes you can find whiter people that can pull that off. It's very rare, though.
Yeah. If they have like they tan easily and they have that kind of a skin tone, then they could probably wear those colors.
Yeah.
But if they like burn easily and they're really pale, then it's more like wintry colors and like neutral colors and things like that.
Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay then. Until next week.
So, keep
believing in the impossible.